Hello, Flosstube. This is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. Back for my 25th video, talking about cross stitch. And I have tried to do my videos on Saturday. I think I've been all over the map. Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, I don't know. And I did one this past Monday. So it hasn't been quite a week, but um, I wanted to do one now and get back on doing them on Saturdays. I was going to record a video this morning, but uh, I was up late and slept late and all that. And then my older sister suggested that we do an outing today, to give my parents somewhere to go besides going to the doctor. So we did that. We got some lunch and went to a nearby park and enjoyed the fresh air a little bit. It was not as hot as it normally might be in here in Arizona at noon. And the park was actually kind of empty, considering that it's a holiday weekend. I don't know if people were elsewhere for the holiday or whatever, but it was nice. We found a covered little picnic table area that was very shady and right on. There's like a little lake in this park, so we were right on the water, and it was all very nice. It was kind of breezy at times and stuff. So considering the fact that it was it's noon on September 1st in Arizona, it was very pleasant. And then we got back and my sister and I went swimming a little bit. We have a little play pool in our backyard. Uh, it's not a heated pool, so so this time of year it's actually kind of nice, because the water is warmed by the sun, and you can, anyway. That's so if my eyes look a little, they're not too bloodshot, all things considered, and not as red as I thought they were. Um, anyway, so we got in the pool and had some fun there. So I didn't record this in the morning. I'm recording this in the afternoon now. So I have just a little bit of haul and some things to talk about. So it should be pretty short. So one thing I did, my nephew, my little sister's son, had a birthday, and I was thinking it was on Friday, and I thought I had a little more time because I had forgotten that it was coming up, and my older sister mentioned something about it the other day, and I guess Tuesday or Wednesday, she and I were running around and running some errands, and I needed to go by Hobby Lobby because I needed a couple of skeins of thread I had talked about my Christmas starts that I hoped to do, and I was in the process of kitting them up, and I ran across two colors of DMC that I didn't have for some reason. I might have them stashed away somewhere in the kit somewhere. I'm kitted up with one project. I was thinking they might be in there. I don't know. Anyway, so I needed to get a couple colors of thread. So my sister had mentioned, that my nephew's birthday was, in a couple of days. And because I thought it was on Friday, I thought I have time to do, maybe I'll do a small cross stitch for him, So while I was in there getting thread, I was looking at what they had, the pattern and the kits and whatever. And I came across this little wooden kit, and this kit for this wooden medallion. And if you look there, it's sitting on a little wooden stand thing. It comes with these little pieces to make a little stand. And, the piece goes, see if I can do it. The piece is supposed to sit on the little stand thing. Okay, so I thought, well, it's small, it's quick, and the pattern itself reminds me a little bit of, we used to go camping a lot when in years past. We haven't been in a while because of all the disabilities involved and everything else. So, but so here's a hot air balloon, and here's some mountains and trees and little clouds in the sky and everything. I thought, well, that's I could do that. It's pretty small. It's it's not that big, and so whatever, right? I thought I could whip that out real quickly, and but no, I couldn't. It was too hard. I did all this sky. Most of I haven't done I didn't do the clouds. I was starting to do the clouds, but I did the hot air balloon, and I started. I did the little gondola on the basket, and then one of the. I don't know if this is supposed to be. It's one of the mountains or whatever. Anyway, this thing calls for you to use 3 strands of thread, floss, and this, I don't know if you can tell the difference. This is done with 3, and this is done with 4 strands, and you can kind of see, the coverage is a little different between the 4 and 3, and I kind of like the 4 a little better. But the problem was, it was very tight, getting the needle through the holes once you've got 4 strands going through there and 4 strands going, But that was not really the problem. The problem was stitching, weaving the needle under the stitches in the back. It's really difficult because there's no give like there is with fabric. There's no give in this piece of wood. And so, I would have to shove the needle through with, like kind of with my thumbnail and, sometimes or whatever. And then, but I ended up bending my needle and then breaking it. So, yeah, it was hard to do. It was physically exhausting just pushing that needle through and so, yeah, that didn't happen. And then I found out that my nephew's birthday was actually Thursday, not Friday. So, yeah, I didn't do it. It didn't happen. So I gave up. So I might finish it for Christmas for his stocking or something. I don't know. Somebody suggested doing it first. Because I thought, I still want to give it to him, perhaps, maybe, possibly. And I thought, well, I can make it part of his Christmas. It's pretty simple. So I can give it to him as part of his Christmas. And somebody suggested putting it in his stocking. And that maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I don't know. And then my Christmas starts, or I didn't really start them. I did find the center on the fabric, but I didn't do much else. I was kitting them up. I don't know if I have it here. Did I take it out? Excuse me. No. One thing I did when I was getting the flosses gathered for this, this 6 Fat Men design, if you look at it, it's done on darker fabric. So this, there's a conversion chart in here because these are originally stitched with several different. There's Crescent, Colorworks, and Weeks Dye Works. And then there's conversion charts for DMC and Anchor in here. Well, the white color for the snowman and all the snow and everything is 712, which is an off-white color. I think it's 712. So what's it down here? Let's see. Yeah, 712. It's Weeks Dye Works Whitewash, but 712 for DMC. So it really stands out on this kind of putty colored fabric, but this is much lighter. And the 712 is basically the same color as this. So I think I'm going to use the B5200 white for the snow. And the other colors should be fine, but you know. So anyway, I put a piece of fabric in a hoop. That's about as far as I got, as far as that's concerned. Well, because I dropped everything to try to do that little wooden medallion, and it didn't work out. So, yeah, so I didn't do it. So I went back to work on my chart, and I finished the first verse. And I decided to do "Come Thou Fount" in this other color to make it stand out. And I finished the words for the whole first verse. And right now I'm working on this heart over here. And I was doing it, and I think I might add some stitches on the top here. This is the top of the heart. But I might continue on up and try to make it a little more rounded out. I think originally I didn't have as much room because everything, I talked about this last time, but everything was a bit higher. So I think there wasn't as much room, and that's why this heart has kind of a flat top on it. So I might go in and, add some stitches here to make it less abrupt, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But anyway, so I'm almost done with this heart. And then I get to do more water down here in the third verse. I haven't even begun on that yet. But one thing I want to talk about was consistency, and it's a little bit of a nitpicky thing for me. But on this top part, I have words like "of" and where is it? Like this T in heart, where F's and T's have that crossbar, and all my letters are within a word. They're one stitch apart, and between words they are 2 stitches, right? So, but the problem I had with F's and T's and words that have these little little tails on them is that then it do you push them over one or not, or yes or no? Do you count the little tail as part of the one? Do you count the crossbar as part of it or not? And so I counted it as down here. So there's words like, let me see if I can find one real quick. So okay, well, like this one "at," because the A, let's see if I got it right. Okay, "at," the A has a little tail on it, so I had to move this T over, so there's more space here. But I don't know. So it's kind of I wasn't sure. Do I move it over? Do I not move it over? So I think down here in the second verse where I started, there's more space between that sort of thing. If there's a crossbar like here safely, there's kind of more space between letters, whereas by the time I got up here, I was talking to my sisters about it, and they were saying, well, no, you don't, So up here in the first verse, I did not put the space in there. So, like fount, between the N and the T, you can kind of see there's not a really space there. And the word of, I didn't put the extra space in there, whatever. So there's a slight difference. It's not really noticeable if you were to look at this from 3 feet away, as they say. You wouldn't really notice that space. And fortunately, I don't know if you can notice this difference in space between this, where each line is 2 stitches apart, and this one where each line is the lines are 3 stitches apart. That's that's an accident that happened. I talked about it last time, but you really can't tell. So down here, I'm going to start on the third verse as soon as I finish this little heart, and I decide whether or not I'm going to add to the heart or make it go up a little higher. But that's a big heart. Anyway, so that's where I am, and then I'll eventually start on the third verse. So I was hoping to have it done by the end of this month, but that didn't happen. By the end of August, excuse me. But it's already September. But that didn't happen, so I don't know when it'll be done. Soon, I hope. Soon. But anyway, so that's where I am with that. And I hope to start my Christmas projects. Were supposed to be high tea starts the end of August, but that didn't happen. So maybe they'll be the end of September. I don't know. There's no rules. There's no law. There's no whatever. But anyway, so yeah, that's where I am. So this is a quickie update. I have videos to watch. Priscilla and Chelsea and their Saturday updates, and a few others that I have to get to. So anyway, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Again, I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. You can find me as Elizabeth Martinez in the Friday Off the Grid Facebook group. I'm also on Facebook. Although I don't post any stitching in the regular Facebook, just on the Friday Off the Grid group. And on Instagram, I'm Phantagray with a P. Phantagre. And you can thank my brother for that spelling. But I shall try to put those that information in the description box. So you can at least, be able to look me up that way if you so inclined. So thank you again to my returning subscribers for watching, and any new people. Thank you for watching. And I hope to see you all next week. Thanks.